It is a spooky Saturday for soccer in Syracuse. Welcome, everybody, to the Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School here in DeWitt, New York, as the Liverpool Warriors come in to take on your Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams, or today only, the Red Rums. Hi, everybody. Sam Gelfand here. Thank you very much for joining us. You ever wake up in the morning and wonder why? Well, here's your answer. The Liverpool Warriors are 1-8-1. They've struggled to get anything going this season so far. The Red Rams, meanwhile, the polar opposite. They are on a roll. In the last 3 games, they've scored 13 goals and allowed none. But before we get into the starting lineups, we have a quick message for you from Jamesville-DeWitt Athletics. The best precaution you can take against COVID-19 is to stay home whenever possible. We encourage you to keep yourself and our student athletes safe by watching this broadcast remotely. Please, let us bring the game to you instead. So let's go to the starting lineups for the visiting team, the Liverpool Warriors. Molly Ryan, Sophia Jaraz, Jalen Parrott, Carissa Rudiger, Maggie Tift, Juliana Colavada, Hannah McWaters, whose name barely didn't fit on the roster sheet, Grace Muller, Alexis Carfey, and Alexa Marsh. And in the goal today for the Warriors is Caroline Stevens, who has 10 saves and 1 goal allowed on the year. Actually a midfielder last year where she had a lot of success, 7 goals scored and 3 assists on the season. We'll see how that translates today in the goal. And now for the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams, Megan Baker, Brooke Holbert, Lily Linder, Nina Dermody, Maeve Murphy, Avery Young, Lindsay Hildreth, Sydney Balladin, Alice O'Connor, and Nora Prosak. And let's see who's in the goal today for the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams. Meanwhile, aggressive attack, number 8. What a stop by Parker. She has an 86% save rate this season and 2 clean sheets to her name, although that is Caroline Stevens you are seeing currently warming up in goal. Come on, Jacy. Coming back from quarantine, Lauren Parker poised to have a big return. And of course, helming the Red Ram squad is Haley Neese, a career .720 win percentage, the 2014 All-Central New York Coach of the Year, someone who knows success and expects it from her team. Meanwhile, the captain of the bench for the Liverpool Warriors is Nicole Murphy. So 5 of the 6 Red Rams games this season have ended in a clean sheet. The Liverpool Warriors have been shut out in 7 of 9 or 10 games. The question is, which way will that go tonight? Or today, because it's today. Tonight's Halloween. But in the meantime, stick around because we'll be right back in about 4 or 5 minutes with the start of this game, where all these questions will be answered.
Howdy.
Oh, cool. But not a game conflict today?
3 games in a row.
Back to back to back.
This is the 6th. So we've already done 4
You're
hours.
almost in the hours.
We
Yep,
got here
you're going
since 10
6.
a.m.
Oh, my.
Isn't that crazy?
It's not raining now.
I think I because the other night was just.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
Thursday night was chilly.
Oh, my God.
That was 4 hours. At least this was miserable.
Yeah.
What? It was miserable.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School
No,
here
it was
in DeWitt, New York.
lazy.
My name is Sam
So we went
Gelfand, and I
out
would
to-
like to be the first to welcome you to this match between the visiting Liverpool Warriors and your Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams.
I'd rather be doing this than being
We
at
kindly
home
request that
second
seating and keep their masks on, covering both their mouth and their nose at all times. These measures may be inconvenient or uncomfortable, but they must be observed to preserve our season. With this in mind, today's match will be broadcast live on YouTube, free of charge for those unable to attend. We will continue to live stream JD Soccer throughout the season, and we encourage you to watch our contests remotely if possible. The smaller the in-person attendance, the greater chance we have of keeping our student athletes safe. Finally, Section 3 Athletics would like to wish both teams the best of luck in tonight's contest, and remind you that the key to good sportsmanship is not rooting for any one team to lose, but instead to root for any one team to win. Let's go straight into the starting lineups, starting with the visiting team, the Liverpool Warriors, coached by Nicole Murphy and assisted by Nick Pallotta. Number 3, Molly Ryan. Number 4, Sophia Charaz. Number 11, Jaylin Parrott. Number 13, Carissa Rudiger. Number 15, Maggie Tiff. Number 17, Juliana Kolavina. Number 19, Hannah McQuarters.
He's fired up for today's game.
Number 20, Grace Muller. Number 21, Alexis Carfey. Number 22, Alexa Marsh.
I like your mask, candy corn. That's awesome.
And in the goal today for the Liverpool Warriors, number 1, Caroline Stevens.
I was saying, I wish I bought a,
Ladies and gentlemen, please visiting Liverpool Warriors.
yeah. I wish
And now for the home team, your Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams, coached by Haley Neese, assisted by Rebecca
I know,
Peter.
right? I just hope
Number
she can-
2, Megan Baker.
It still hurts. It's not, it's getting there. But
Number 7, Brooke Hulbert. Number 8, Lily Linter. Number 10, Nina Dermody.
Every time you take the shot, you think you're going to get
Number 11, Maeve Murphy. Number 12, Avery Young. Number 13, Lindsay Hildred. Number 14, Sydney Bellate. Number 15, Alex O'Connor.
It's Lucas.
Number 17, Nora Perusak.
Just from the wave.
And in the goal today for your Jamesville-DeWitt Red Raiders.
Yeah, it sounds like it. That's great.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise and face the flag located next to the scoreboard for the singing of today's national anthem by Christian McVicker. Hit the button and it's on. Yeah, if it's red, it's on.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming at the rocket's red glare
match will be underway momentarily. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, this match between the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams, or just today for a little bit of extra spook, the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rums versus the Liverpool Warriors is about to get underway. But before that, let's take a look at today's players on a rampage. Featured today for the Red Rams is number 7, Brooke Hulbert, the junior midfielder. 2 days ago on Thursday against Oswego, she scored her first career goal and then did it again. She has a notable height advantage, standing at 5 foot 10 inches tall, and she is a smart spatial thinker. Meanwhile, Maggie Tiff, number 15, is both a midfielder and a goalkeeper for the Liverpool Warriors, who have 4 goalies on roster. We'll talk a little bit about that later. Leads the team in saves, but also leads the team in goals. And in fact, on the 20th against Fayetteville Manlius, she scored the team's only goal and helped hold the Fayetteville Manlius Hornets to a 1-1 tie. For perspective, I suppose, the Red Rams lost to the Hornets 6-0. So here we are. This one's about to begin. Looks like the Red Rams will get the ball first. That's Megan Baker you see there, the superstar of this team. 9 goals and an assist on the year, and we are underway. The Red Rams a record of 4-2. The Liverpool Warriors a record of 1-8 and 1 tie. Of course, though, it should be mentioned the Liverpool Warriors are in Class AA, whereas the Red Rams are only in Class A, and there is the first stop of the day for Caroline Stevens. The Red Rams going on the attack early. One thing we're going to have to look out for is that the Liverpool Warriors bench today is paper thin. They are running, if you will, on a skeleton crew. Got my first Halloween pun of the day already out of the way. That's good. They only have 4 people on the bench, if these players on the Warriors can go the distance. And of course, there is a big gap between teams in AA and teams in Class A. We'll have to see if a 1-8 and 1 team in Class AA is equivalent to a second-place team in Class A. That's Hulbert, who had the game of her life last game. Now passed forward to no one in particular. Hulbert can't get there in time, and it goes out. The Red Rams already doing everything they can to force the ball onto their opposing team's side. They've started out hot, as they often do. We'll have to see if they let off the gas at any point. Here's Lindsay Hildreth. Hildreth pokes it forward. Megan Baker using her superior speed. Kept it in bounds one way, but not the other. It is a Red Ram ball. Temperatures are very chilly out there. Somewhere around the 40-degree range it's projected to be. Triple teamed in the corner and poked out. That did more harm than good, though, for the Warriors, as it went from a free throw to a corner kick. Now the Red Rams possibly thinking cross. But it goes short instead, right against Carissa Rudiger. But the counterattack is quickly cut short. Alice O'Connor playing physically. Now Hildreth beats her opposite number, but not that one. Hildreth's pass is intercepted. And once again, the counterattack cut off. Alice O'Connor returning to the starting position today. She played off the bench last game, as at first she was thought to be quarantining, but was given the green light to play before the game, so she had to come in off the bench. And Alice O'Connor once again making her presence known. You know, especially when you are not given the starting assignment when you are very much capable of doing so, you want to come out at your next possible opportunity and prove exactly why you deserve to be a starter. O'Connor doing that early in this game. Now here's Lindsay Hildreth with the takeaway pass forward. That was Hannah McQuarters who got to it first. The Red Rams currently ranked number 3 in Syracuse.com's Class A poll. That's down from number 2, thanks to the rapid rise of East Syracuse Manoa. The Spartans have been on a tear in both men's and women's soccer. And of course, the boys team will be playing ESM on Wednesday at 7 p.m., and that's going to be an incredible game, so do not miss that. If you want to see fierce physical competition, you're going to get it Wednesday. You know, it's one day after the presidential election, and we're anticipating it's going to be a similarly scrappy slugfest. Two crosstown rivals as Megan Baker now cannot poke a pass through. She's cornered. If this is your first time watching JD Athletics, you're going to be hearing the name Megan Baker all day long. Last year, she was second in goals scored in the entirety of New York Class A, the entire state, with 24 goals and 9 assists. That's averaging nearly 2 per game. In fact, out of all of the Red Rams players that returned from 2019, she scored 57% of those goals. However, the Red Rams have been doing a good job of distributing the goal-scoring opportunities, even though Baker still leads in goals scored by a wide margin on this team. Only a sophomore, no doubt she's going Division I one day. Here's the throw-in from Baker. And it's poked away. The Warriors have been on defense the entire game, and they will continue to be so. While we're thinking about it, we may as well take a look at what happened. Well, that's the wrong graphic, but we can throw this up. Yes, because in the last 3 matches that the Red Rams have had, they have 3 wins, no losses, scored 13 goals, allowed none. They've had 5 players score those 13 goals, and 9 saves distributed amongst 4 goalkeepers. And the 9 saves margin really is what's noticeable, because that's an average of 3 saves per game. Now, Lauren Parker, who's in the goal, has had up to 17 per game. So it's been easy work for the Red Ram defense. Then again, their last 3 games came against Christian Brothers Academy and 2 against Oswego. The CBA game perhaps not anticipated to be as much of a blowout, but it certainly was. In fact, in the 6 games the Red Rams have played, 5 of them have ended in clean sheets. 3 of them wins, 2 of them losses. The only game that was not was the first game of the season against Auburn, which they won 3-2. So chances are someone's not scoring any goals today. We're we're just a little over 8 minutes into this game, and so far the Red Rams have been on constant attack, but yet to actually convert on any of those opportunities. They haven't gotten too many shots on goal. As Holbert just has to watch that one go out. It'll be Nina Dermody with the throw-in. And once again, they're trying to get Baker on the corner, but the Warriors have done a very good job at keeping Baker cornered. They're assigning her a little bit of extra attention, but they're keeping her on the wing. She hasn't been able to make any progress towards the center of the pitch. And of course, very hard to score a goal when you can't get line of sight on goal. That being said, a few days ago against Central Square, we saw the most improbable own goal of the past 5 years, which was exactly like that. And if you don't follow me on Twitter already, at Stuck in Sam's Head, you might as well, because I put a video of it up there. Seriously, it was a sight to behold. Corner kick coming in. Over Baker's head, she cannot head it in. There's a kerfuffle that is poked away by the Warriors. And it goes through Hildreth's leg. And now, finally, on the breakaway is the Warriors. It's Mia Wright, the 8th grade forward. And taken away. Not a clearance, though. Avery Young will poke it out. Now Baker on the wing. Look at that footwork. Passes it forward. There's an opportunity for Brooke Bort, who had 2 goals in the last game as well. No one could get there, though. The biggest opportunity so far in this match. Courtesy of Brooke Bort, tried to poke it through to get someone for a little chip shot. Baker was not able to get there in time. Now racing down the sideline. It's Grace Muller. Muller tripped up.
You're going to come over the airwaves?
Maeve Murphy is sent down.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. That was close.
Now the Red Rams on defense for only the 2nd time in this contest. Clear skies ahead for Grace Muller. Not if the Red Rams have anything to say about that, though. That's Alice O'Connor. Once again, making a big return. So what happened in their last match, the Red Rams? Well, against Oswego, they had 23 shots on goal, 15 of them on target. They only allowed 2 shots, 7 corner kicks, 5 free kicks. Lauren Parker with her first save back. Parker truly has been a bulwark in the goal this season. That is her 50th save of the year. Congratulations to Parker. She has an 86% save rate. And most of those 8 goals allowed have come against Class AA teams. Actually, all 8 of them came against AA teams. Parker has 2 clean sheets to her name. She has been very valuable, especially replacing Katie Capoletti, the All-State goalie that the Red Rams lost to graduation last year. Parker's made her first year on varsity a big one. O'Connor passes it forward to Linder. Linder to Leach. back to Young. Young has been extremely solid on defense all season long. Someone I would certainly consider for all-conference selection. Then again, I am just a little bit biased. Ellis O'Connor now. And Linder cannot race it down. .25.5 minutes left in the first half. Don't forget, at the 20-minute mark or somewhere around there, we will have a 2-minute mask break. As we've had all season, so you should be used to it by now. Because you are watching every single game we've put out, right? If you're not, might as well start now. Only got about 4 left. Now Avery Young on the close flank. Tried to send back to her. A little bit of miscommunication. Now Grace Muller on the attack. She passes it over. Oh, wow. Big contact. Number 14, Sydney Bowden, just about tackled her leg out of her leg, and now it's number 11, Maeve Murphy, who's continuing to battle for it. Lindsay Hildreth with a stutter step, people tripping all over the place. It is damp out there from the constant rain, and it is finally poked out of bounds by the Warriors. Substitutions coming on. The Warriors still mostly on defense. Good stop attempt by O'Connor, but it wasn't enough. Gets past Young. Young tries to track it down. Has to pass it to the opposite wing. Who got last touch, though? Looks like the Warriors did. It'll be a goalie kick for Parker. Substitution coming on for Liverpool. That's Michelle Sacco, one of the 4 bench players. And Rory Leach coming on for the Red Rams.
I noticed that with the boys' varsity game too. Most of the time it was on that side. I don't know if they're trying to play near their bench. Yeah, I don't know.
Megan Baker doing what she does best. She can keep up that speed. She's got a chance on goal. Instead, it's Brooke Bort. What a stop. Now Lindsay Hildreth with a long shot and a save by Caroline Stevens. The Red Rams keeping the tempo up. As there's that shot from Hildreth. And a lower quality goalie than Caroline Stevens would have let that one slip by. the Red Rams certainly an up-tempo team, especially once Baker is controlling the attack. The Liverpool Warriors attack, meanwhile, on the other hand, a little bit more like freeform jazz, just kind of noodling around, and when they see something good, they might as well run with it for a little bit. It seems the headset today has gotten even more loose than normal and will not stop falling against my face. Hence the constant mic adjusting sounds you may be hearing, and if it is coming through, because I don't have monitoring on, I do apologize. Got to get like a jeweler's screwdriver, something really small in there to try to tighten it up. And Jalen Parrott will poke it out. .5 minutes. Goalie kick coming in. Header attempt just didn't have the reach. Red Rams poke it away. They're going to try for a counter. Here's Brooke Bort. Bort sends it to Baker. What a stop! And Baker knows it. That was close. Credit Brooke Bort with what would have been the assist, but a great stop by Stevens. The name of the game so far from the Red Rams has been opportunities, but they have not been able to convert. They've had at least 3 points where against someone like, say, Oswego, those would have been definite goals. Meanwhile, Alexa Marsh passes it forward. Stop by Parker. We've talked so much this season about the Red Rams' defensive core. When you consider last year's team, that went 17 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie, only 2 of the graduating seniors were defenders, so most of that core still intact and still working to incredible success this year. Now Marsh has it taken away by the Red Rams. Alexis Carfey in the corner. Parker, waiting arms. Lauren Parker able to snag balls out of the air like a frog fishing for flies on a lily pad somewhere. By the way, thank you very much for joining us on this spooky Halloween edition of Jamesville-DeWitt Athletics. Sam Gelfand here. I promised you a spooky broadcast. Really, the only difference was the opening intro and just one change to the name, but, you know, we're figuring it out. It's a spooky day, you know. It's very cloudy outside. There's no fog. If there was fog, then this would be really good Halloween weather, but there's no fog. I'd like to file a complaint. The Red Rams still trying to work it down that far wing as they have all half. 17.5 minutes left. Poked through by Linder. Hildreth has it taken away. That was Lindsay Hildreth and Carissa Rudiger battling. The teams, it seems, have not elected to take their mask break yet. The rules state it's supposed to be at the first natural stoppage of play after the 20-minute mark, but many of those have already gone by. So it seems to be up to referees' discretion. Subs coming on now. The Warriors are going to have to take advantage of that unlimited substitutions rule for this year, as they only have 4 subs. Got to keep constantly switching people in and out to keep them fresh. 16 and a half minutes left now. Physical play. Here's Brooke Bort. She's going to have to beat her man. She does there. Turn and shoot. What a stop! Brooke Bort with a big shot on goal. Really, this game should not be 0-0 at this point. Caroline Stevens has been incredibly solid in the goal, as now there's a breakaway from Mia Wright. Tripped up and the ball goes away. Let's take one more look at Bort's shot on goal. Look at that excellent move to beat her defenders. But an incredible stop from Caroline Stevens. You know, Stevens led Liverpool in goals and assists last year as a midfielder, and now as a goalie has been holding it down. Some people can just do it all. As there's now less than 15 minutes left in the first half. Corner kick coming in for Liverpool. Good defense. Some more defense. A combination of Parker and Young put the kibosh on that. Squashed those plans. But now we've got another corner kick coming in. High and wide. Crisis averted, but not without a good scare. Appropriate on today. Halloween. In case somehow you don't have a calendar handy or you're just not aware that today is Halloween, it is indeed Halloween. Kind of hard to miss it at this point. You know, really these players should be wearing costumes. We should have amended the NYSPHSAA regulations just today. Have some fun out there, you know. Already don't have playoffs. What's the harm? Free kick for the Red Rams. Hildreth on the far touchline, passed forward. Baker trying to get to it. And it's poked away by Hannah McWatters. Now, Lindsay Hildreth can't hold on to it. Poked through, poked forward by Bort. It is amazing when you consider how much time in this game has been spent on the Warriors' half of the pitch, that it is still 0-0. Easily 2/3 of this game have been on the left side of the pitch with the Warriors on defense, and yet the Red Rams unable to convert today so far. Megan Baker playing physically, trying to make it happen as we have some substitutions coming on. That's Lily Linder. You know, we've been talking a lot about goals and goalkeepers so far this game, but over the past 2 weeks, both of these teams have used 4 different goalies. Carrie Dunn, Kaylee McKenna, Amelia Zumble, and Lauren Parker have all come into the net for the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams. Dunn and McKenna emergency substitutions on Thursday against Oswego as both Zumble and Parker were quarantined. Meanwhile, the Warriors just have 4 goalies listed on the roster: Samantha Krause, Caroline Stevens, Maggie Tift, and Michaela Perry. No substitutions in the goal this game so far, though. Ten and a half minutes. Seems we're just skipping the mask break. Fine by me. Gets me to lunch quicker. Now Hildreth with an opportunity. Brooke Bort attempted to get the cross and put it in the goal, but, well, you see what happened. Stevens looks to be okay, though she took a boot to the back of the head. And it's a goalie kick. That's what, the 4th or 5th big opportunity the Red Rams have had that have gotten visible gasps from those in the crowd. And rightfully so. Did I say visible gasps? Audible gasps. It's not quite that cold yet where you can see people's breath, but it's getting there. It will be in about a week. It's supposed to snow Friday. Heard it's supposed to snow Monday, too.
Our son's over on the other side, though. 2-1.
Free kick coming for the Warriors. That's Carissa Rudiger taking it.
Okay, you were there then, yeah.
Brooke Bort fighting. Getting knocked down, but she gets back up again. Nothing's ever going to keep her down. And the same can be said for Maeve Murphy, who shakes that one off.
That was a good one, too.
Free kick coming for the Red Rams. It's Alice O'Connor who lines up. Adjusts her sights. Cross coming in, it's Baker, and it's just wide right. There's the cross off the free kick. Baker, you see, attempting to race for it and poke it in. The closer you are to the goal, the harder it is to intercept, but the farther that cross is coming from, the harder it is to line up your sights. Eight minutes left. Lindsay Hildreth wrestles it away. And Linder has to watch it go out. It'll be a Red Ram ball, though. Baker accidentally swings it too wide, and it's come back the other way. Another opportunity that will not come to pass. Caroline Stevens will take the goalie kick. And the Red Rams back on attack. What a surprise. Baker gives it to Young, playing forward for once, usually a defender. Now Wright attempting to do something with it. Wright gets it back. But not before Hildreth intercepts. Hildreth's ball handling has really shined so far, trying to go for the short pass to Bort, and it's poked out. Brooke Holbert has it go off of her foot. Lindsay Hildreth now. And it's given to the Warriors. Maggie Tiff did not get the last foot on it. Holbert has been pretty quiet so far today. A far cry from her performance against Oswego on Thursday. Alice O'Connor has been great on defense so far today. Now Linder. Back to Young. Going to go to the opposite wing. The Warriors have been playing solid defense too all day. In fact, incredible defense when you consider how many times the Red Rams should have scored by now. Because the 0-0 score is not for lack of trying from the Red Rams, as there's only 5 minutes left in the first half. It is almost entirely attributed to defense coming from the Liverpool Warriors. Of course, Class AA teams have been the Red Rams' kryptonite so far this year, 0-2 against them. This is the third and final Class A opponent they play. Saved by Parker! Lauren Parker has it all under control. Now on the attack, it's Brooke Bort. Fancy move. Kicks it away. Now Hildreth going up the middle. And it's poked away by Maggie Tift. Hildreth continuing to battle. To Baker. Hildreth to Bort. Someone in the corner. Yes, it's Brooke Holbert. And it goes out. More played near the opposite net that results in not all that much in particular. Goalie kick by Caroline Stevens. Baker playing aggressively and a good stop. But it's a white ball. Avery Young sends it back the other way. Cross midfield. And back again. Less than 3 minutes left in the first half. And although the game has been mostly Red Rams, the score remains even. Actually, does 0 count as an even number? I think it's neither even nor odd, but I don't know math at all. If anyone knows, please let us know in the comments. And also, I'd just like to remind everyone, let's keep the comments civil, shall we? Let's be nice to each other. Because on Halloween, you know what would be scariest of all is if an unruly comment section gets these streams shut down. And now here's an opportunity. A big shove and no call against Maeve Murphy. That's up to the referee's discretion. Some would call that a foul, others would not, and, well, today's official said it's not. Speaking of scary, how about the shade of lime green on the referees' jerseys? Now, Hildreth, it's passed just too far forward for her. And Young once again right there as the Warriors have liked to try to take the ball down the near side. And Young has continually been there to send it back the opposite way. Baker plays very aggressive defense considering how hard she plays on offense as well. Now here's a possible counterattack. Jalen Parrott and a save by Parker.
Last minute.
50 seconds left in the first half. There's that stop again. Parker, so dependable. An absolute brick wall and goal. Pressure from Baker means Maggie Tift has to poke it out. 25 seconds left. Hannah McQuarters with the pass. The Liverpool Warriors using short passes. As there's a foul. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds. They're going to try to get something really long. They're trying for a Hail Mary, essentially. But that ain't going to happen. That's the end of the first half. The Liverpool Warriors and the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams currently deadlocked. After one half has expired, the Red Rams have had plenty of offensive opportunities, but they have not been able to make anything of them so far. Both defense and goalkeeping from the Warriors have kept it 0-0. Thank you very much for joining us here live on YouTube. Sam Gelfand here for Jamesville-DeWitt Athletics. We'll be right back in 10 minutes with the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School in DeWitt, New York. Sam Gelfand here today, dressed like Mad Max. It goes with my car. And so far, the story of this game has been frustration, really, as the Red Rams have had umpteen opportunities on the opposite side of the pitch. So many times they could have made an attempt towards goal, and through excellent defense and excellent goalkeeping, the Liverpool Warriors have been keeping them in line. As we are now about ready to start the second half. Teams taking the field, thank you very much for joining us on this. You know, it's very tempting to say on this lovely afternoon, but it's not. Let's be honest. It's gray, it's dull, it's windy. It's Syracuse. But the Liverpool Warriors will get the ball back to start the second half. So the Red Rams are going to hope to stay on the attack this half. Keep that press up. We're not used to seeing the score be 0-0 as we go into the second half. The Red Rams or their opponents have almost always scored in the first half in every game they've had at home. As a free kick is coming for the Warriors. The wind is picking up here in Syracuse. Well, DeWitt specifically, but you know, it's a suburb. Baker can't get to it in time. Here's the defense. That was Maggie Tift to the stop. Now it's Wright. Hoping to make something happen. It is poked away by Dermody. But Wright gets it back. Young tries to poke it out. Battling for it. Clearance by Rory Leach. And I don't care what suburb of Syracuse you're from, that's got to hurt. That's a drop toe hold if I've seen one. Hildreth has it taken away by Mia Wright. Mia Wright, once again an 8th grader, has been making a lot of noise in this game. Poked forward by the Red Rams. Baker watches it go out. Perhaps the greatest success of the Liverpool Warriors today has been containing Megan Baker. They've been doing that both through aggressive play and through, well, just throwing as many bodies at her as they possibly can. And it's been working so far. Megan Baker has scored in all but 2 games this season. And both of the games she did not score. No one else on the team scored. That was a very important clearance as Grace Muller seemed to be cleared for takeoff. Now it's Muller again. Avery Young has it taken away. And now Murphy battling for it. Her and Jalen Parrott playing close. Off Baker's head. Baker has been playing down the wings all day. And for once, and more often than not, she's been forcing it out of bounds. And the referee is going to rule that a trip. Not a fan. It'll be Alice O'Connor with a free kick. Murphy has it taken away. Good passing. Now Mia Wright has it wrestled away by Hildreth. But the Warriors get it back. Now it's Muller. Nice pass by Linder. That should be a Red Ram ball. Indeed it is. The sun seems to be coming out a little bit. That's not very Halloweenish. Not very fitting for the season. Although considering how rare of a commodity sunlight is up here, really shouldn't be complaining. The creaky door helps. Now it's Baker. The Red Rams want to take this game. They need to give Baker space to go on the attack. But it goes out. Baker really needs to get some space cleared for her. She needs to take off, use that superior speed of hers. Kept inbound by Bort. Now Linder. Tries to poke it through. Does not go through the legs. Leach can't retain possession. O'Connor with the stop. It's recovered by Parrott. Sent forward to Tift. Now Murphy. Tries to get to Bort. Intercepted. That'll be a Red Ram ball, though. Excuse me, I spoke too soon. As the second half has come around, the aggression of play has really picked up. Both of these teams really want to battle for it. They really want to create some space, and frankly, I think they're both getting frustrated at the lack of a score. 33 minutes remain. If the score does remain 0-0 for the rest of the game, of course, there are 2 mandatory 10-minute overtimes, as Lauren Parker will take a goalie kick. So no, it's not sudden death. No matter who scores in overtime, there are 2 mandatory overtimes, and if there's still no score after that, it's ruled a draw. There are no penalty kicks to end a game. Now Lily Linder pokes it forward and taken away. Clearance by Ballatin. Unlike the first half, now most of this half so far has been played on JD's side of the turf. O'Connor sends it out accidentally. Throw incoming from Alexis Carfey. Couple substitutions first, though. Well, just one substitution. It's for Liverpool. Rather than a goalie kick, it'll be Sydney Ballatin who rockets it down the other way. And right into the waiting legs of the Warriors. Now Linder has a little bit of space poked out. 31 minutes remaining. Brooke Bort seems to be okay, but she took a nasty spill. That was an aggressive shove. Sun rays making their way through the clouds as O'Connor attempts to cut through. Now Baker swinging around to midfield. Murphy sent back up and back the opposite way. So Linder on the near side sends to Bort. Another Warriors ball. No call, there didn't seem to be contact. Green pastures for Brooke Bort. And a stop by Caroline Stevens as Baker wasn't able to get there in time. That's sent out by Carissa Rudiger, who has certainly been the most prominent defender on the Warriors so far today. Play restarts. It's Maeve Murphy. The Warriors' defense has been equal to the Red Rams' defense so far today, which is not something you hear very often from Class A or Class AA teams. Now Wright on the run. Sends it forward. It's Muller. Double teamed in the corner. Tripped up and taken away. But it goes out of bounds. 27.5 minutes left. A substitution for each team. Brooke Bort is coming off. Looks like in favor of Nora Prosak. The Warriors are going to have to keep passing just to avoid the JD defense. But it ultimately prevails. Big clearance. Header results in a small collision. That's Catherine Durkin to Avery Young. Young backwards to O'Connor. Now Avery Young pushing it up the far side, cross midfield. Nice through ball to Durkin, who has it taken away, and it is out of bounds. So Young will throw it in. 26 minutes on the clock. And it goes out once again. These two teams have remained fairly evenly matched throughout the day, although the Red Rams have certainly had more scoring opportunities than the Liverpool Warriors have. But both of their defenses have been up to snuff. Cross in, poked out by Liverpool. Baker to Dermody, now across. Can they do anything with it? Prosac can't. Now Leach. Get it away, but it's still opposite progress. Got to send it to the defender to reset. O'Connor to Ballatin. Now Young on the far side. Pokes it forward to Baker. Baker fighting off Jaraz. O'Connor. The Red Rams have made more backwards progress than forward so far as Hildreth tries to poke it back to O'Connor. She is successful in that endeavor. Through ball just barely taken away. Dermody, Hildreth. Hildreth purely physically overpowered. Now it's Young and poked out. 24 minutes. Another red ball. The Red Rams really need to find a way to capitalize on this advantageous field position they have had for most of the game. As Young will throw it in. The Liverpool side of the pitch has been their favorite haunt so far today. See, another Halloween one. I set my standards with the relevant puns way too high during the game against Oswego. I fit in like 12 pirate puns. And really, that was like my Citizen Kane of broadcasting performances. How am I going to live up to that anymore? Speaking of Halloween, what are you guys wearing for your Halloween costumes out there today? I am curious. Let us know in the chat. Hopefully everyone is staying safe, no parties, social distancing. Of course, we here have to stay very safe according to the NYSPHSAA guidelines, masks and social distancing for all players and spectators. No hugs, high fives, or handshakes for after the game or goal celebrations. We haven't seen any yet to demonstrate, though. The benches have been extended. The referees have to stay 10 feet away from the action when they can. Attendance has been limited. High-risk sports such as football have been moved to March, and there are no playoffs this year to minimize travel. So everyone is staying safe here so we can bring you this season. Of course, this season only possible because viewers like you are staying safe. Great clearance by Ballatin. But the Warriors back on the attack. It's Marsh. There was nothing agreeable about that to the referee. Goalie kick coming from Parker. Parker did not start the first game against Auburn, but she had 11 saves off the bench, securing herself the starting spot for the rest of the year. Foot race, and no one will get to it. The wind is blowing in the opposite direction. Maybe if they had the help of the wind, they would have been able to get to it. But then again, that would have made the ball go farther, too. So perhaps it was just physically impossible. Someone's tying their shoe. Goalkeeper's waiting. But all this time they're killing is time that they could be using to score. It may come back to haunt them. That one wasn't even intentional. You didn't see my little finger guns there. But I assure you at home there were little finger guns. You know, in case you were curious. Ballatin playing center back. Young playing that aggressive defense she's known for. Baker gets knocked down. Durkin. And Hildreth with the clearance. Rudiger sends it forward. Through ball there to Jalen Parrott. And Alice O'Connor gets a little pat on the back from Lauren Parker for her assist in making sure that resulted in nothing. Once again, the mask break should be coming right about now, but it seems the two teams have just elected not to take them. Stop by Parker. Let's take another gander. Stopping the corner kick in its tracks before anyone can do anything about it. Good poke away from Hildreth. That player is down, but slowly getting to their feet. Meanwhile, Megan Baker in a foot race. Sophia Giraz seemed to have an expression saying, really, but yeah, no, it really was. I mean, take another look at that push. That is an extremely blatant push by Sophia Giraz. And very much a deserved foul as there's a line change from both teams. And a very cute dog walking beyond the fence. Corner kick coming in. Lindsay Hildreth will take it. Got a fuzzy feeling. Hildreth sends it back in. A little too much on it. Murphy trying to fight for it. That was a very important clearance by the Warriors. That was the best chance of the second half to score. Young has it all under control. Kalavata fighting. Holding is a penalty in football, but not in soccer. Now Brooke Board. Soft touch to Linder. Dermody with a shot on goal, but nothing more than that. More of a hopeful shot on goal than anything, 30 yards out. From the 30-yard line, that's more 40 yards out. Or about 120 feet, if I'm doing the conversion correctly. Is that correct? Hey, our cameraman, Jacy, he's a broadcasting major, too. He doesn't know. None of us know. It's 3 feet in a yard, 40 yards, 4, 8, 12. It should be 120 feet, I think. Are we really that desperate to kill time that we're doing mental math out loud? 15 and a half minutes left in the second half. And I say in the second half because the way this game is currently trending, we may be heading to overtime. It would be a shame not to see a decisive winner in this contest. And for most people here, it'd be a shame if the decisive winner was not the Red Rams, who certainly have earned it. Then again, the Warriors have as well, just not as much on offense. On defense, they've certainly earned a victory. And the push on Murphy, will be a Warriors ball, though. Murphy faked out a little bit as there's a substitution. Murphy seemed to think that the whistle was blown as a foul, but instead it was just because the ball went out. Once again, love to hear what you're doing for your Halloween costumes in the chat. As Megan Baker tries to track it down, but it's pushed away from her. Avery Young's going to track it. But she'll let it roll out, as it'll still be a Red Ram ball. Less than 14 minutes remain. Nice stop by Parker, staying with it. Parker doing excellent tracking work there. Wasn't going to go exactly where she thought it would. Now Baker pushing forward. Once again, perhaps the greatest achievement of the Liverpool Warriors so far today has been stopping Megan Baker. It was easy to say the most dangerous forward in Section 3 Class A. And that's a foul if I've ever seen one. We'll take another look. Big push to the back. Well, we've got this moment. So it is a yellow card for Alexandra Rancier. Join us next week, Wednesday at 7 p.m. for the boys soccer contest between the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams and the East Syracuse Manoa Spartans. That is poised to be an extremely physical, aggressive, hard-hitting matchup between two crosstown rivals. Might be the best game we get to see all season. Once again, that is Wednesday, November 4th at 7 p.m. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be right here on YouTube. In that game, if there's only one yellow card, honestly, that may be a surprise. No, it's Mia Wright. And aggressive defense, but clean enough for the referee's liking. Baker with a little razzle-dazzle, pushes it forward. Leach sends it with the cross, but Bork can't get there in time. Now Hulbert instead. Holbert and Bort, both of their goals in the game against Oswego came right up against the net. That seems to be where they excel, as Hildreth, who works well from a little bit further out, is just trying to control the tempo. Bort's not getting to that first, and she's tripped. Avery Young will throw it in. Sent out by Jaraz. We'll throw it in now. Less than 11 minutes left in the first half. Multiple substitutions coming on for the Warriors. They are using those frequent substitutions to try to stay fresh.
Be there, Red.
The Red Rams have had trouble finding space on the middle of the pitch all game. They've been using the wings, mostly the outside wing. Now it's Cameron Thompson. Avery Young takes it away. That was psychology at work right there. Avery Young baiting the Liverpool Warriors into poking that one out of bounds. Substitution to the Red Rams coming on now. Or just for today, the Red Rums. It's a reference to The Shining, if you don't get it. It's a very scary movie. Thought it fit in the Halloween theme. Wish we could have put like some cobwebs on the graphics or something. That would have been nice, but guess what? That takes time, and there's only one of me. And then we'd use it once and never again. Scoring chance for the Warriors. Temporary clearance. Warriors regrouping. Hildreth. Baker gets a little bit beaten up. 8:45 left. And the way this game is trending, we may be heading to overtime. If we do go to overtime, there will be a 5-minute break before overtime commences. Then there will be a 10-minute first overtime, a 2-minute break, and a 10-minute second overtime. Both overtimes must be fully played out regardless of who scores or who does not. No, it's not just one overtime because it's 2 overtime periods. In boys soccer, it's sudden death, up to 2 overtimes, but if they score in the first overtime, then that's it. In girls soccer, according to the NFHS, it has to be 2 mandatory, fully played overtimes.
This is like if they get a goal up here, it's just like the guy that counts his trip. Oh! Whoa!
That was about as close gets. The header was overcalculated. Could not see who it was with the header. But overcalculated it was. Little too much mustard on there. Steam valve overflowing. Now Young has it poked away in the corner. Parker with the stop. 6 minutes left. Lily Linder can't wrangle it in. And that's the innate challenge of soccer, is trying to control where a ball is going using just your feet. You know, it's kind of like herding cats made of jello. Hard to do. Takes a lot of time and practice. But of course you're watching soccer, you know this. 5.5 minutes left. That's Charlene Hughes, our assistant athletic director, waiting out there, taking a look at the game. Clearance, but for how long? Off of Lily Linder and out of bounds. 5 minutes left. The wind still blowing in the Red Rams goal's direction. Has been all game.
Come on, Ryan.
Once again, thank you so very much for joining us on this very spooky Saturday in Syracuse for Jamesville-DeWitt Soccer, only on YouTube. Now Hildreth gets it through, not for long. Considering the wind has been blowing that direction the entire game, as there's 4 minutes left, and whoever's on that side of the pitch seems to be the one on defense, I think it's safe to say that the wind has some sort of effect on this game as it blows the door to the press box wide open. That was the scariest thing all Halloween. Oh, that was terrifying. That was terrifying. Look at that behind us. The door got blown wide open. 3.5 minutes left. We don't have the manpower to close the door. It's just very drafty in here now. Also, I don't like how coincidental the timing was. No, I don't like that one bit. Red Rams like that clearance, though. Hildreth on a fast break passes it forward and taken away by Sophia Jaraz. The Red Rams have really struggled to generate any momentum on the offense. They're seeing ghosts out there. And so are we in the press boxes. Baker sends it to the outside wing. And a corner kick incoming for the Red Rams. You want to take a moment to shut the door now before we have any more paranormal activities? Thank you, cameraman Jacy Cola, everybody. To the rescue, saving the day. Rory Leach will take the corner kick for a rabid Red Rams fan base currently making noise. 2 minutes 15 left. Cross incoming. Header! And what a stop! Razor thin close. That's about as close as two best friends with a 40-year friendship. Doesn't get much closer than that. Dermody trying to push forward. Now Murphy.
Pressure. Oh, that was as close as it gets. Just a little more soft.
Mia right now. And it goes out. 1 minute, 30 seconds. They're getting antsy here in DeWitt as Baker double teamed down the inside corner. Poked out by the Warriors. Time is of the essence as it continues to wind down. Molly Ryan sends it out. 1 minute exactly remaining in the game. The odds overwhelmingly say we will be going to overtime. Most games here have been decisive. We've not seen many overtime contests, boys or girls soccer. Sent out again, 30 seconds. Red Rams cannot get it to the middle of the pitch, it seems. 24-23.
Right in the middle.
Mia Wright tries to break through. Now Dermody, 8 seconds. It's Hildreth, poked out. Linder, forward. Trapped. And that's the end of that's the end of regulation. We are going to overtime here in DeWitt. This game is not over yet. We will be right back in 5 minutes with the start of first overtime. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School here in DeWitt, New York. As this game is not over yet, we are going to overtime. The first half of this game, all Red Rams. The second half of this game, all Liverpool Warriors. So now there will be two 10-minute overtimes, and we'll see how this goes. Just to explain the structure real quick, in girls soccer, according to NFHS rules, there are two mandatory, fully played 10-minute overtimes. They tossed a coin at the beginning to see who's going to have possession. It looks like Liverpool will possess in the first overtime, but both of them must be played no matter who gets in the lead as it goes on. It is not sudden death. At the end of these two 10-minute overtimes, so 20 minutes of total play, there will be a 2-minute break in between them. We'll know if there is a winner. And here we go. Now, we did notice that whoever is on the left side of the pitch seems to be on defense the most in this contest. So logic states that the Red Rams would be favored to score first. You're getting free soccer here in DeWitt. You're watching this for free anyway, so, it doesn't really matter. If you were here in the stands, though, and you paid admission, hey, free soccer. It's unfortunate, but I have to point out there is someone saying some disparaging things in the comments, and it really just shows a lack of empathy. It doesn't bother me, of course, but I would recommend from now on, instead of trying to bring other people down, try to bring yourself up instead. These are life lessons brought to you by Sam Gelfand. The Red Rams will secure a corner kick. And another big opportunity coming up now. It's high. Competing headers, people get sent down, and there will be no scoring. Megan Baker looks shaken up. Baker trying to walk it off. If the Red Rams have to go overtime without Baker, well, she seems to be okay, but if they did, that would have been a big loss. She's still only walking, though, yet to run. Maybe wise to get the trainer to take a look at Baker after this game, just make sure that she hasn't sustained any accidental head trauma, which we certainly would not like to see. The skies have cleared up here in DeWitt, at least a little bit. It's now more partly sunny than overcast. We are entering the golden hour. Will there be a golden opportunity for the Red Rams? Sport pokes it away, doesn't look like it. Murphy fighting on the wing. Taken away, Bort. Can't do anything with it. Ball is still in play. Ball rolls out. It's a throw in for the Red Rams. Hildreth. Shot goes off the calf of Jalen Parrott. Guys, you got to see this. Look what I just got surprised with. Look at that. And there's even a microphone on the sleeve. This is fantastic. Thank you so. And I got a name on the back. Amazing. Oh, thank you so very much. I gotta put the camera back on the game, but oh, thank you. Happy Halloween.
There you go.
This is phenomenal. Thank you so much. Oh, this is the best game we've had all year.
I was just disappointed it wasn't at the Blues game. So.
No, thank you so much. That is Mrs. Scott who made.
Aiden was going to bring it up. And
Oh, this is incredible. Oh, how am I supposed to focus on the rest of the game now? I just got gifted a sweater with my name on it. Oh, I'm so happy. The Red Rams, though, on the other hand, are not happy with the way they must be playing right now, as there's 4 minutes 20 left in the first overtime and no one scored yet. At least it's getting pretty out there. Unfortunately, most of the leaves off the trees out there. I figured out why I felt like Syracuse felt so not alive during the winter. It's because there's no evergreens out there. No, there seems to be no evergreens in this entire city. Every single tree in this city loses its leaves in the winter. It's bizarre. Perhaps they're just not native to this area. I don't know. Let's call a botanist. We've got SUNY ESF right here next to Syracuse University, College of Environmental Science and Forestry. Let's ask them, why are there no evergreens here?
Nice. Carry. Nice hustle, Red.
The Red Ram defense continues to be impenetrable. Check out our new patent-pending incredible formula. Now Brooke Board. The best opportunity yet. The Warriors have just been out-muscling the Red Rams so far. That'll be a Red Ram throw in. Avery Young playing like there's no time left, and there is only 2.5 minutes. Substitution coming on. That looks to be Catherine Durkin. You can tell by the height. Play resumes, 2:20 on the clock. The change to sunset's really throwing off the white balance.
Muscle through. Nice.
And now, here's Lily Linder passing it forward. Passing it to Alexis Carfey. Megan Baker has to reset. Forward, Maeve Murphy goes behind her. Be still my beating disappointment. I can only imagine the frustration that must be etched on the face of Coach Haley Neese right now, who has seen her team have so many opportunities and just yet to capitalize on them. Avery Young now. Still attempting to clear are the Warriors as Young will send it back to the opposite side of the pitch. O'Connor sends it across. Dermody gets around her woman. Durkin cannot. Durkin tripped. Linder shoved. Good ball handling. Now it's Tift. Tift leading the team in goals. Wright takes a shot. And that's the end of the first overtime. So we got a 2-minute break coming up. And then 10 more minutes. And those 10 minutes will determine the results of this game. If someone scores, then we have a winner. If the game is still tied, it ends in a tie. It is all determined coming up right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to second overtime here in DeWitt, New York. Sam Gelfand here for Jamesville-DeWitt Athletics, as this is the final 10-minute period of the game. Whether or not someone scores, we go home after this. And the score is currently 0-0 as we go to the old 2OT. How frustrating. Especially frustrating if you are the Red Rams, who have had so many possibilities. To a slightly lesser extent, the same goes for the Warriors, but the Red Rams will get the ball to start the second overtime. It's Megan Baker, the human dynamo, who has been severely limited in capacity so far today. And they're going to attempt to start fast. Hildreth powers through. Sent ahead to the corner, but no one's getting there. That's still in. Now, you would think going to second overtime, this is really where the Red Rams are favored. After all, the Liverpool Warriors have only 4 subs on the bench. They're severely short-handed, playing with a skeleton crew. We're using the pun in case you didn't hear it at the beginning of the game. And when you only have 4 subs, you're playing an extra 20 minutes of soccer. They've got to be gassed out there. The Red Rams have a significantly deeper bench. But that also speaks to the talent and the quality of conditioning of the Liverpool Warriors to be able to hang on for this long. And they're not playing like they're tired either. Stamina management is one of the primary concerns of a good coach. And Nicole Murphy, the head coach of the Liverpool Warriors, seems to be doing a good job of that today. There are 8 minutes left in the game. Ballatin with a clearance to Durkin, who's staying with it. The last thing they want is a shot like that, but luckily for the Red Rams, it's wide right. 7.5 minutes left. We're still tied at 0. Bunch of goose eggs up on the box score. The only tie the Liverpool Warriors have had this season came against Fayetteville Manlius. They tied 1-1. The Warriors have been shut out 7 times this season. This could be the 8th as there's less than 7 minutes left. Though a clean sheet certainly has a little less sparkle if your team doesn't score either. You can hear the atmosphere here is, well, frankly, died a little bit. Second overtime energy is drained from just the fans, much less the players on the pitch. This one's going long.
Nice run, Red.
Good takeaway from the Red Rams. Brookport playing physically. She's getting knocked around. Now Baker sends it down to Linder. Linder, center of the pitch. Poked out. Sent back in. Now Brookport misjudges the bounce. The Red Rams have consistently been outnumbered as they've attempted to wade into Warriors territory. 5.5 minutes left. It's Grace Muller being forced into the corner by 2 defenders. Red Rams will take that consolation. Here's the throw-in. A little too close for comfort for the referee. By the way, just want to take a brief moment to give a quick shout out to our cameraman, Jacy, who has been holding it down, doing an incredible job all game. Fellow Syracuse University broadcasting student alongside me. Here's the free kick for the Red Rams. Shot comes in, stopped by Parker. And what an important one that is, as there's 4:20 left on the clock. Very nice. Very nice save. Just clarifying. Parker will track it down once again. Less than 4 minutes left.
Come on. Pressure, Red.
Now it's Mia Wright. Currently fighting down the wing. Tries to pass it in. Red Rams defense impenetrable. Header, but no kick following. And Sydney Ballatin will be happy to send that out of bounds to prevent any sort of possible attack from Alexandra Rancier. Rancier already has a yellow card on the game. 4 goals, 7 assists last year, 2 goals this season. Off the crossbar! Well, that woke everybody up. And there's a clearance. And we can all take a deep breath. But just for a moment. 2:40 on the clock. Now it's Muller. Taken away. Brookport cannot find the power alley. One more look at that shot. Just a little too high. A painfully close miss. Painful for the Warriors, a sigh of relief for the Red Rams. Fighting in the corner now. It's Tift. Over the net. That ball sent over the hills and far away. Too close for comfort. 1 minute 40 left. Neither team has scored. We're in the second overtime. These final 1 minute 30 will decide the game.
Touch it first.
Leach will poke it out. And it goes out of play. The wind picking up.
Last minute.
Dermody tries to poke it ever so slightly to Linder, but it goes over the touchline. 1 minute left. With a minute, the Red Rams pretty much are just hoping to prevent a goal. It's going to be hard to get it to the other side of the pitch in this limited time. Big shove against Baker. "45 seconds remain. So we take another look at that shove. Muller has it poked away, 30 seconds left. And it goes out. Once again, the Red Rams just hoping to prevent a goal. Chances are they won't get to score in 20 seconds, so they just want to make sure they're not scored on. A tie is better than a loss. 12 seconds. That's Baker trying to play keep away. Mia Wright. Off the crossbar once again. And at the very last minute, a victor is avoided. And I just realized I don't have a graphic for a tie. So that'll be it. The Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams, or Red Rums today, because it is Halloween, have tied the Liverpool Warriors, a 0-0 tie. No decisive victor, no decisive scoring. Both of these teams attempted to use the wind to their advantage. Whenever one team was on the left side of the pitch, they tended to be on defense most often. However, despite copious numbers of shots on goal from both teams, nothing came of any of them. It was a frustrating game for sure, but one that neither team pulled ahead in. No one went bump in the night. So On behalf of everyone here from Jamesville-DeWitt Athletics, my name is Sam Gelfand. This is my cameraman, Jacy. Thank you so very much for joining us here live on YouTube. Have a very good night, wherever you may be.